being here in '77 gave me the opportunity to make surfboards for some pretty amazing people. I kind of started with the guys at North End, all the North End board riders guys, and I made a board for Ketut Mender, the first Balinese pro surfer, and it was a really colourful board. I sprayed the board myself, and it was just... The headland was completely covered with surfers. The Stubbies surfing event, it was just gold, and one of those palm trees there was just, no, not palm trees, one of those pine trees there was just in front of the grandstand, and I placed Ketut Mender's board in front of that pine tree. Larry Bertleman came up and picked it up. I was sitting up in the grandstand just watching, and he checked it out, and I went, no way, Larry Bertleman's touching my surfboard. I couldn't believe it. And then he put it down, and I stood next to my board about 10 minutes later, just watching Burleigh barrels reeling down the point here, and I get this tap on the shoulder, and it's Sean Thompson. I mean, are you kidding me? Sean Thompson was like the Kelly Slater of that period. He was God. And he said, hey Brew, did you make this board? And I said, yeah, sure. He said, look, I'd like you to make me a few boards if you don't mind. I said, yeah, sure, Sean, no worries. Good on you, mate, yeah. And I gave him my number, and he walked away, and I casually walked back to my Kombi, which was just parked in the car park over there. I jumped in my Kombi, trying to be really cool. And as soon as I saw no one was there, I just screamed, yes, Sean Thompson just asked me to make him a board. I was so excited. And from that point on, I made boards for a whole bunch of guys. I'd actually made a board prior to that for Ian Cairns, which he had surfed at Bells Beach, 18-foot Bells Beach, that yellow board that he surfed. And it was right at that time when everybody was trying to figure out what to do about more fins on boards. But that's another story. And yeah, so I ended up making boards for a whole bunch of Sean's buddies, South African guys, Mark Price and Rory Crawford and oh gee, a whole bunch of guys. I can't remember their names now, it's terrible. And then the Hawaiians. So Larry had spoken to Dane Kealoha and Mark Liddell and Paul Thurston and Tony Moniz and Michael Ho, and I ended up making all those guys a bunch of boards, which I've got some awesome photos of. And it was what an amazing experience making those guys boards, because the following year, oh hang on, was it that year? No, straight after the Stubbies, that was amazing. Vince Klein invited me to go to Hawaii and shape for Town and Country. So after the Stubbies in '82, and I made all those boards in March, there I was in Hawaii in June shaping and surfing the South Shore of Hawaii. And then I went back later that year and went back to Pipe and back to the North Shore and everything, and began my career of shaping surfboards for pro surfers. So I got so excited that I was making surfboards for guys that I only ever saw in the surfing magazines. It just blew my mind. And now I'm working with a guy by the name of Davey Boy, who's a guy who charges pipe. He sent me a video of him surfing Ala Moana the other day, and I have fond memories of Ala Moana because I surfed with Alamo with Ben Iper and a number of times, and man, what a fantastic human that guy was. Now I'm actually going to be working with Duke Iper, and I've got to say, it's all thanks to that beautiful headland called Burleigh Heads, the home of ridiculous barrels. Not today, I'm afraid. See ya.